All right, now that we've talked about segmentation and we've talked about targeting, now we can talk about positioning, right? In this STP model, which again, we have segmentation where we're breaking a population of people into smaller groups based on their characteristics. Then we evaluate and decide on which market segment we want to target, and that'll become our target market. And then we have positioning, which again is all about our branding and how consumers view us, right? And we want to match our brand and our company, our products, to whatever our target market likes and their identities. Okay, so let's talk about positioning. Again, it's the place a brand occupies in the mind of the consumer. So it's their perception of the brand. Do they view you as a premium brand or a cheap brand? Do they view you as environmentally friendly or not? Right? If you're talking about food, maybe like the restaurant, do they view you as healthy or not? Right? Just think of McDonald's. They have a bad positioning, and they've been working on their positioning for a long time to try and become more than just this unhealthy fast food brand. Okay, so positioning can create a connection or familiarity with the consumer. Okay, it can also increase brand awareness and brand loyalty. And another benefit is that it can increase sales and retention. And what that word retention means is keeping customers buying from you, right? So if you buy an iPhone and you hate it, you have issues with it or whatever, and you go to Samsung, that's bad retention. But if you get that iPhone and Apple does something to keep you there, then that's good retention. Okay, so that's the importance of positioning. It can help with all these things. It can help with brand awareness. It can help with people keeping loyal to your brand and keeping buying from you. So what are some factors that influence positioning? Well, there's quality. Do customers think your brand is high quality, your products are high quality, or low quality, right? High versus low quality. Do your products last long? Are they durable? Right? All those things. Think about Toyotas, right? Toyotas are known for how reliable and high quality their cars are. They might not be a luxurious brand, but those cars, you could drive them into the ground and they'll still work. Okay, what about price? Like I said, do customers think you're a premium brand or an economical brand or a cheap brand, right? High versus low price, premium versus economical. How about values? What values does your brand or your business have? Are you environmentally friendly? Are you innovative, right? Tesla and Apple are known as innovative companies, even if they're not anymore, potentially, like with Apple. They were known as something innovative, but then if you look at their most recent iPhone compared to, the iPhone 4, not a whole lot has changed except for, the parts and some of the uses, right? It's more of the stuff you can do on your smartphones now that are becoming innovative. But Apple will still hold that perception with a lot of people. Okay. Use. Is your brand an everyday thing or is it a novelty thing? Right? I don't know why I thought about this, but if you remember back to our product video, the Cheetos chapstick, right? Is that an everyday use or is that a novelty use, right? Is your brand more of a fun brand or a serious use brand, right? Corvette versus Toyota. One is for fun and one is a serious, like you use it as your daily driver. And then your products. So think about the attributes. Do people think your products are high speed, right? This is actually one of the reasons why I do stick to iPhones over Samsung or like other Android products. And it's literally for one reason. Because years ago when like Androids were first coming into the market, I would notice that their Snapchat was so much slower than my Snapchat was. Like my friends who had Androids, it took forever for Snapchat to load. Even when they took a picture, it still took like a full second or two for the picture to actually like rest and take the picture. Whereas mine was instant. And at the time, people were like, why is your Snapchat so fast? It's like, I don't know why, but that's one of the main reasons why I'm still an iPhone user today. It's just stuck with me, right? So this positioning has kept me brand loyal to Apple, apparently. It's the only Apple product I use, though. Everything else is like Microsoft or something. Okay. Positioning maps. So these are actual ways to visualize people's perception of different companies, of different brands. So it visually compares different companies, or maybe it's products, or maybe it's brands, based on specific criteria. So it's going to look like a graph where we have two different attributes that we're comparing. So it could be quality versus price. It could be some other product attribute versus price, right? So if we're talking maybe cars, we could do horsepower versus price, or we could do luxuriousness versus price. So for example, I guess we got car brands right here, and we've got quality versus price. So if we go left on the graph, that's lower quality car brands. If we go right on the graph, that's higher quality, high price on the top, low price on the bottom. And again, this is how people perceive brands. And I'm not really too sure about some of these. I think this is more of a European focus because we see some European cars on here. But for example, high quality and high price, we have Porsche and we have Mercedes-Benz. Honestly, I'm pretty sure Porsches cost a lot more. There's some Porsches that cost a lot more than Mercedes, but Mercedes just have that, what is it, a G-Wagon that costs like over 200,000. But personally, I think these would be flipped. That's my perception, right? Then we have Audi and BMW a little bit more over this way. But then let's think like in the middle, we have companies like Ford and Toyota and Honda that I would agree those are pretty similar to each other. But then when we move down, we get towards things like Austin Minis. We get Kia all the way down here. We got Infiniti. I don't know about Infiniti. I feel like this one should be a little bit more on the right. But again, this is just perception. Whether this is true or not is one thing, but this can be how certain people perceive your brands. Okay? Generally, you want to try and make these or see if you can get consumer information on these positioning maps to analyze and find opportunities and threats, right? Of course, you're not going to see a lot of very high quality but very low price. But if Honda wants to try and push that way a little bit more, then they might be able to edge out their competition like Toyota, right? So this could be an opportunity for Honda. But if you want to look at threats, Porsche and Mercedes-Benz could be threats to each other, right? So it's just a way to analyze the market around us. Here's another one where we're not comparing quality and price anymore. We're comparing the look of the car. So are they more conservative or are they more sporty? And then are they more classy, distinctive? I don't even know what that means. Or practical, affordable, right? So how much, I guess, that prestige that comes with the car brand, or is it more just like a practical brand that you're not going to be turning any heads with it, right? So conservative and classy, you get things like Lincoln, Mercedes, and Cadillac. I think Mercedes might be pushing more sporty recently, but again, still very high class, right? Whereas Porsche is definitely high class and sporty, right? So there's a good difference where they're far apart from each other. How about practical and conservative? Ford, yeah, I could probably see that. You don't have a lot of sportiness, of course, except for the Mustangs, but that would be a completely different brand altogether. We would put that more somewhere over here. But practical, affordable, and sporty, yeah, then we would get Nissan over here. They have some sportier cars. Maybe Honda would go over here. They're trying to get more sporty, like with their Civics and everything like that, right? So you can see these different positioning maps. It really depends on what you want to look for with your brand.